If the weeds are already there, what do? You can get on your hands and knees and do a little weeding. Don't wait for them to get up to your knees. Just because it's easier, get them while they're small, before they can reseed. We've got lots of different tools to help you get those weeds out. And if it just gets to be too much, there are herbicide products that can help as well. We have pre-emergent herbicide products which will prevent the weed seeds from germinating, but you have to have all the weeds out of that bed first. You also have post-emergent herbicide products that we use once those weeds are there already, so it's going to kill those existing weeds. And make sure you follow the label instructions. On any product, it's so important. The label is the law. Managing weeds, that doesn't have to be so difficult, but keeping those weeds under control will keep the landscape looking better and keep your plants healthy. Sooner or later, every gardener runs into a pest problem. The key is knowing what to do about it. It's really important that you examine your landscape, or what we call scouting your landscape. You walk around, look at your plants, turn leaves over, see if you can figure out, are there holes, and if there are, what's making those holes, or what may be causing leaves to yellow. It's a good idea to have a hand lens, because that'll help you see if there are small insects that might be there, and that'll help you identify those problems. Once you've identified what the problem is, it's really important that you practice IPM, or integrated pest management. With integrated pest management, we can use pesticides, and in many cases, no treatment might be needed at all. But if we do have to use a chemical, we'll go ahead and use the least toxic products first. And that's where we'll use soaps and oils, these biorational type products that are a little more friendly to you and the environment. Now, if you have to apply a pesticide, we want to make sure that you're doing it safely. There are ready-to-use products available that make application really simple, and it avoids that mixing process. Now, you want to make sure you're reading the label of whatever product that you might be applying, whether it's a ready-to-use or a concentrate. The label is the law when we talk about pesticides. So it's really important you read these labels, and they can be somewhat long, but there's a lot of valuable information. It'll tell you how much to mix, and it'll tell you any safety equipment that you need to be wearing to be able to apply that pesticide safely. Pesticides can be a necessary tool in the landscape, but we just want to make sure we're using them safely to help protect us and our environment. As Floridians, one of the best things we can do to protect the environment is to save water. And you can do that by helping to maintain your irrigation system. One of the things you have to do is to check your irrigation system seasonally. So make sure you're going out. Turn it on during the day so you can see it run. Make sure if there are any broken heads, you're repairing those. Make sure if there's heads that are watering the street or sidewalks, that you're adjusting those and checking those. That's probably some of the most important things you can do. University of Florida has recommended that when we water, we should apply 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water at each irrigation. Next thing you want to do is calibrate your irrigation system. You do that by putting out small containers scattered out through that zone. Run your system, and then you can find out how much water you're putting out, and you'll calibrate that so you know how long you need to run your system to put out that 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water. And make sure you're checking your controller often. Changing it out with the seasons, realize that you need less water at other seasons. Maybe you want to think about running your system manually as opposed to on a set and forget schedule. So that way you can look at your landscape. It'll tell you when you need to water. And think about changing out some of those old inefficient heads to some of the new MSMT heads. You can save up to 30% of the amount of water by utilizing these new heads. Consider changing out some of your landscape beds from spray heads to micro irrigation. Micro irrigation will put the water right where it's needed at the root system. Managing your irrigation system is one of the easiest ways to help protect one of Florida's most valuable resources, our water.